We are back, everyone. Sorry about that. StreamYard's super weird. I don't know why. They need to fix their mobile app. I don't know why. It's all good, RJ. No worries, man. I'm glad you came by and gave your thoughts on the Ezra Miller stuff. I was really interested to hear your opinion on it. And I'm glad you were able to come by and stuff. So thank you very much, RJ. And thank you very much to the people who are still watching and going to come back and stuff like that. We'll probably go for another probably 45 minutes and just talk about the final topics. Let's get into this you know, Dakota ironizes his statement. Let's finish up the statement really quick. Let me share my screen, the Chrome tab. Here we go. Okay. So here's Dakota's statement. Let me bring it up here. Add stream. There we go. All right. So Dakota says, I like to make a statement to acknowledge the tragedy that is the narrative of the general public and the assumption made on my behalf by my family and friends regarding my stability and otherwise. I dropped out of Bard 5 months ago. My friend comrade William passed shortly thereafter. My mind was incredibly impacted, and I've needed space and time for the processing of grief. My comrade Ezra Miller, for the entirety of the aforementioned era, has only provided loving support and invaluable protection throughout this period of loss. I am in no way or under any circumstance have ever been during my short-lived adulthood in need of a conservatorship. My father and his allegations hold no weight and are frankly transphobic and based in the notion that I am somehow incapable of coherent thought or opposing opinions to those of my own. Kindred worrying about my well-being. I am now aware of the severity of emotional and psychological manipulation I was made to endure while in my parents' home. I am an adult and I deserve to feel authority in my own body. I am tired of wondering whether or not cops will show up to section me on a daily basis. I have decided upon a therapist and am excited to now engage in conversation with a mental health professional about my anxiety and probable depression. It is no one's business. My choices are my own. And as to the nature of police intervention in my case, it is unnecessary and it is a waste of time and resource. This bout of blatant betrayal and toxicity my parents and others have chosen to punish me with has been desperately embarrassing and traumatically life-altering. Relationships in my life have been grossly affected, some detrimentally so. This behavior is unacceptable and needs to be called out. So I agree. It's her body, her choice. She can do whatever she wants. She can be whoever she wants. She can identify whoever she wants. I'm going to wait for more information to come out about this because there's a lot I want to say, but there's a lot I also want to hold back because there hasn't really been a lot of evidence about these claims and stuff. And there's, her parents are saying one thing, she's saying one thing. There's nothing from Ezra and his PR team. So it's kind of, he said, she said situation right now. So I'm not really going to give my thoughts on this. I don't want to give my premature opinion because I really, kind of like with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, I want to see all the evidence from both sides and stuff like that, hear more information about it, and then give my, my valid opinion. But that's pretty much how I feel about this. Dial, what are your thoughts about all this?
I mean, I'm right with you. I don't want to make assumptions because there's not really any substantial evidence of what happened. So, and we just talked about, the believe all women, we live in that, type of situation. So it's like we just need to see all the evidence before we start making assumptions. But that being said, as RJ said earlier, even if Ezra comes out innocent,
This is true.
it still does not look good for him. We already said a lot of people who are victims of grooming don't believe they're being groomed or are victims. That's what makes this more complicated. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. That's a good point. But this is looking horrible for Ezra, whether he comes out innocent or not. Because as you said, like he's being silent, MIA with this again, and it's just like this is really bad PR for him. And how many times is he gonna get into these situations, man? Like, he's become a liability at this point. I'm sorry to say.
No, I agree.
I'm a fan of him as an actor. I always have been. I think he's a great actor. but like whatever's going on in his personal life, it's just not looking good for like his future projects. And like as I said, his numbers, his days at the Flash are numbered. Um, the movie's gonna come out with him in it. As RJ said, we can't change that. It's gonna be whatever it is. But like, I will be shocked if they keep him after the movie comes out, because like there's just too much baggage with him, and like
Yeah, and there's
it's
no way
already
they shelve this movie either.
yeah. And there's like it's just strange that WB and or whoever's in charge of him like, PR wise like has done nothing to put him in check at this point. People are just waiting for things to get worse and worse and worse. And it's like it's not like I want him to be blacklisted or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
just want people to make him accountable. That's it. Like
No, he
it's
should be held
clear.
accountable.
Yeah, it's clear that like he needs to get his act together because it is affecting the films that he's in. You know,
Yeah.
so
It's affecting the brand. His brand.
it's affecting his brand. It's affecting WB's brand. It's affecting. Yeah, it's just really bad right now.
It's a cluster.
So
It's a cluster.
right. So as I said, I'm not going to try and make an assumptions there at all. But like, he better hope that he comes out innocent. That's probably the best situation he can get himself into at this point. But it's like right now, it's really not looking good for him. It's really not.
Yeah, it's not. It really isn't. And what I'll say about this, I feel like we do, to be honest. I feel like there's the majority of the Me Too movement is, I don't, how do I say this? Because I really don't want to cancel myself. But I really want to say how I feel about it, because this is genuinely how I feel. I just don't want to come off. I don't know, because you know what? From that conversation with that Uber lady I had that I mentioned earlier, she was one of those people. And I tried to, articulate the fact that the evidence says otherwise in the court of law. And so I think a lot of people are ignorant of evidence and court of law, to be honest, because they're so biased. Their opinions and what they believe are so clouded. They cloud their judgment on actual facts and information and evidence in a court of, how many times do I have to say this? Court of law. Okay. How many times do people have to go through this with evidence backing them up? And there's still a majority of people that are still sitting there saying, oh, they're still the perpetrator, which I think is ridiculous. So yeah, I think there is a large majority of society. There's a very small majority that isn't like that, like us, like me and Dial and Anthony, from what I'm gathering from this statement, I think you're one of, part of this small majority as well. But I think people jump to conclusions way too fast, just because of their opinions and their biases and stuff like that. Like, that's what I didn't want to do with Johnny Depp. As much as I love Johnny Depp, I think a lot of people grew up with him. A lot of people love him like I do. And so, but I wanted to sit there and give her the benefit of the doubt and hear her side and hear the evidence and make my opinion based on that. And so I think a lot of people don't do that. They're ignorant of doing that. They don't want to do that. And I think that's a big issue. I think it's a really big issue that needs to be acknowledged and needs to be called out. So yeah, that's pretty much on my thoughts on that. You should, yeah, but at the same time, there's some stuff, I could mention about, same thing happened with Michael Jackson though. But I don't think Michael Jackson was doing anything malicious. I don't think those guys in Finding Neverland were telling the truth, to be honest.
And granted, the girl, I mean, it still makes it weird, but like, granted, she is of consenting age. She was 18, so it's not like she was.
Well, he did. They did say he flew her out when she was like 14 and gave her all these drugs and stuff.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
never mind.
Because they met when she was 12, I believe they said. But at the same time, I want to wait and see more evidence and stuff.
Right.
He's proven guilty. Snyder fans defending this don't understand the meaning of A&E. I don't think they've understood that for a while.
Yeah.
The idea of a 20-year-old forming a friendship with a 12 to 13-year-old don't sit right with me, but that doesn't mean Ezra did anything. Not yet, at least. I'd say launch an investigation in due process. I agree wholeheartedly with that, RJ.
Yep.
I wonder what blackmail or tapes Ezra has on WB execs after everything I've done at this point. I don't know about that.
It just doesn't. They don't seem consistent because, like with other actors that have done less, WB would be quicker to jump on that stuff. But like they're weirdly staying silent about Ezra for some reason. I don't understand that.
I don't either. But RJ says, Enosh says Ezra and his team are going to eventually tell their side of the story. I hope he's correct, but they need to hurry up and say something. It's amazing how long they've stayed silent. It's ridiculous. I agree. They need to say something. I think now is the perfect time, to be honest. Any longer, you're kind of risking, worse publicity and more stuff to come out. The longer you wait to say something. But I do think they will say something eventually because they kind of have to. If he wants to continue in Hollywood, if he wants to continue being an actor, that is. WB has to do something now. Yeah, I think they're talking about it. I definitely think they're having some meetings and discussing it if they haven't already. But as stuff continues to come out, I'm sure they're having more conversations every time it does. I do too. I hope anyone who has not just Ezra Miller, but anyone. But I don't want to downplay his behavior. Like I kind of think Amber Heard needs help. I don't sympathize with her. I do think she needs help because I sympathize with the potential victims that might come after. So that's what I want. I want them to get help so it doesn't happen to anyone else. That's the only reason I want, him and or them and Amber to get help. So this doesn't go further and they don't, ruin or hurt anyone else or themselves. So yeah, I think we're gonna move on from the Ezra stuff because I really don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna talk about something fun. All right, talk about something cool that came out today. All right, enough with the serious shit. All right, we're gonna have some fun topics after this. But the Black Adam trailer came out today.
Oh
finally. Yeah. I'll let you start with this topic. What are your thoughts on the Black Adam trailer, and how excited are you for this movie?
Well, I've said before, this is my most anticipated DC film this year. It was my most anticipated superhero movie this year, but like Doctor Strange came out and I loved that. But like still super, super excited for this movie. I know this film was supposed to come out 50 years ago, but I didn't care. I was very excited for The Rock to be in this role. As a lot of people said, it seemed like he was born to play this role. So I'm glad finally it's coming out. And the trailer, I thought it was a really good trailer. I'll say it wasn't. It didn't blow my socks off, but it was a really good trailer. I really liked it. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. I'm really excited to see him in this role. He looks great. Suit looks great. Hawkman looks really good. Atom Smasher.
There was a shot of Hawkman though, that side angle that was like, what the? That looks weird.
When he was talking to Black Adam, being like, "Don't kill people." Like, yeah, I guess.
It looks kind of weird, but I don't really mind that much.
No, I still think the helmet looks really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see how I forget the actor's name, but I'm really curious to see how he'll be as Hawkman. It's probably the most different interpretation of Hawkman that we've seen so far.
No, and I think we're going to see Hawkgirl too.
You think we're going to see Hawkgirl?
Yeah, I think by the end of the movie, he'll find like a sidekick by the end of the movie, and they'll tease Hawkgirl. I think they're going to tease because wasn't there a rumor about a Hawkman movie?
I have no idea because there's a whole bunch of like DC films that were like in development that doesn't end up happening. So that probably was in the the bucket of all the other DC films that were supposed to happen but not happening right now. But who knows? I think they should probably save Hawk Girl for like another movie. Maybe if they do a Justice Society type film or something like that, they could bring her in, you know. But if because if they're gonna have Hawk Girl in the movie, you need to have her in the movie, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
like I don't know.
they might. It depends on how long he's been Hawkman too. That's what I'm interested in. How long has he been Hawkman? But from the trailer, correct me if anyone got this feeling. I kind of got the vibe that Doctor Fate's going to die in the movie.
No, you can't. No,
to
you
be
can't
honest.
kill Doctor Fate.
I think he's going to die.
Movie. I will be so mad if they kill him off.
Hey, they can always bring in another Doctor Fate, though. They can always bring in someone else.
Yes, there are different versions of Doctor Fate, so that'll be fine. But it's just like, and I know Pierce Brosnan is like getting really up there in age, so he can only play the character for so long. So that's the other thing I got to keep in mind. But it's like, I'll be very disappointed if they killed him off in this movie, because like I see him. But... Yeah, I just see him being like playing a big factor in future DC projects, you know.
No, I agree with this, RJ. I think I really wanted to see that shot in the trailer too. I think that would have been a great add-on to the trailer. But just that scene of him like shoving the lightning in the side of the cave or whatever, that was pretty cool. There was some pretty cool shots, and this was pretty funny too. I liked when he just like punched him in the ocean.
Oh my god, that took me off guard. It's like he just slipped him up.
I was like, oh.
I'm like, oh shit.
And I was talking to Austin the other day too, and I was like, I guarantee you, Dwayne is gonna say fuck in this movie. They're gonna say fuck in this movie. I guarantee it. They're going to.
They're gonna let him say fuck
at least once. I think they will.
Yeah. I mean, he did say fuck in Fast 5, so it's possible.
It's true. I can see him like pushing for that. I don't know why, but I think it looks pretty good.
Try to make him edgy and stuff like that. That's the one thing. Even though I'm really excited to see him in this role, he looks really good. Like I still need to still not fully feeling the edge from Dwayne Johnson yet. It feels like he's still trying to, figure that out. I'm hoping in the context of the movie it'll be a lot better, but like I'm not feeling like the intensity that he's trying to give just yet in the trailer. Like I don't know if I'm the only one that's feeling that. I'm not sure.
I mean, I felt like the intense vibes like when he was flying next to the jets and stuff, and kind of when Pierce Brosnan was telling him, like, you can either choose to be the savior of this world or the destroyer of it or something like that. Like, it's up to you. I like that. I really like that, that line of dialogue. I think that was a pretty good line.
I mean,
and I agree that
his
physicality.
I'm sorry, say it again. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't interrupt you, man. No, I was just saying, I agree with RJ. The JSA looks really good, but what were you saying?
I agree. The JSA looks great, but yes. Definitely in his physicality, he's bringing it. Like especially that one part when he crashed down the plane. I was like, oh shit. So his physicality, he's bringing it. But like his performance, I just hope because he has, The Rock has molded himself in a certain persona where it's like, he's. I don't want to call him squeaky clean, but it's like I just haven't seen him be like. Performance-wise, I just haven't seen him be like really edgy and intense, So it's like I hope it comes off better in the movie,
I will say, like he does just sound like The Rock in the trailer. I was hoping like maybe he'd sound like he just sounds like every other character he's played. So that was my big issue. That was my really only issue with the trailer, but I've already kind of expected that. I mean, anyone who wasn't expecting that, have you seen The Rock's movies? Do you really know what The Rock's cooking?
Right. And if you've seen like Black Adam's accent in like animated shows, like I did not expect them to give him the actual Black Adam accent. Like that would come off kind of weird, but like
yeah, I think it would too. I don't see him doing an accent either, but I kind of expected him to sound like the Rock. And I mean, I wish it would, he'd mix it up a little bit or something.
Yeah, just sound a little bit more gritty, like have a little more bass in your voice or something. I don't know. But
I do like that delivery when he's like, when Hawkman's like, heroes don't kill people or something. And he's like, well, I do.
I do.
I like that delivery. I think that was a really smooth I like that.
Yeah, that was
And
all
apparently
right.
there's a okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I guess there's an update on the Ezra Miller stuff. Hold on. Here, let me. I can't see it on. I can't go on StreamYard and click on it. I gotta go on YouTube and click on it. Here, let me see. I'll go on YouTube and get it. But really quick, while I'm doing that, what are you expecting to see in this movie? How do you think this movie is going to end, and where do you see Black Adam showing up next? Shazam in a Shazam movie, in his own sequel, or do you see him? What projects do you see him going forward at next?
That's the thing. This is one of the few cases where it's like I don't know where they can go because there's so many possibilities. Like, I mean, what we would assume is that he'll show up in like a Shazam 3, or you'll be like, a Black Adam Shazam crossover. Probably next time we'll see him, but I don't know. Maybe they'll do a Black Adam sequel before they do the crossover with Shazam, or they could do a full on. I think they should. If the Justice Society is really good in this movie, I think they should make an actual Justice Society movie, and he could play a role in that as well. But yeah, I mean, there's many possibilities that could go with that. But I just hope they don't wait too long to cross over with Shazam because like the pieces are already there, you know.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm really interested to see. The
no,
Rock
I
interact with
think
the kids and
I think he'll
Zachary
be at the
Levi.
end of Shazam too.
Think he'll be at the end of Shazam too.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
didn't. I think they did some reshoots the beginning of the year. I think, or I'm not entirely sure on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they put him in there. And did a little because they did do reshoots too. They just finished Black Adam. They just wrapped filming and stuff, so I can see them filming a little scene and putting it in with Shazam at the end. And Dapboy brings up a great point. I think we will get a Superman name drop. I think we're going to get all the name drops
I think so
going
too.
forward. But the big name drop I want to know is I think we all want to know is who the fuck's Batman? What's going on with Batman? That's all I want to know. I think that's the biggest inconsistency in the DCU right now. Well, one of them at least. But who is the Batman in the DCU now that Ben Affleck's not going forward? Is it going to be Michael Keaton? Is that going to be his own little pocket universe with Batgirl and stuff? Are they going to do a little Michael Keaton verse and not have it connected with the DC? I don't know.
I honestly think they're not gonna touch that much on the Batman situation because like I think they want to save that for the Flash to explain it. And plus, I think they still want, even though we'll probably get some name drops in this movie, I think they still want this to feel self-contained. They don't want it to just be reference city. I don't think, unless like, because even though I know The Rock said that he wants to cross over with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman in a movie one day, but it's like I do feel like they're still trying to make this film be self-contained for the most part.
No, I think they will too. And I wasn't trying to say like I don't want any answers about Batman in this movie. I'm just saying like in general, like I'm really interested like throughout the next movies. Like if they do name drop Batman, I want to see who they're name dropping. Who
they talking about? Like it's talking about the old man.
Yeah, is it Michael Keaton or what are you talking about? Who's Batman?
Who is
he? Where is he? But no, really quick, I do want to talk about the new update on the Ezra Miller situation, but I do think that we will see Black Adam at the end of Shazam 2. At least at the end of Shazam 2. If not, what
I hope
another movie, I don't know. But I'm interested in Black Adam. I think it's going to be a really good movie. I think it might break $1 billion, to be honest.
You think this will be the first Rock-led movie to make $1 billion?
I mean, I think his last movie, I think I saw someone say his last movie broke 900 mil, so it almost broke $1 billion.
Are you talking about a movie that's not Fast and Furious?
I think it was, what was his last movie?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow, that was like almost 4 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, it's been a while. It's been a while,
Or
Rock.
let me think of wait. Am I also including the comedies? Let me see.
I think he did. Didn't he do a Jumanji 3?
Jumanji 3. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see when that came out. June
I think it came out last year, the year
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Wow, time goes by fast.
Yeah. But even
no,
then, that didn't make $1 billion either. So
I think it might, or at least it'll break 800. I think it'll break at least 800.
yeah.
But regardless, it's going to be a success. I mean, it's The Rock.
True. Though I feel like when he comes on a franchise that's already established, he elevates the material. But I don't think that like a movie that he's leading, I have not seen a movie like be very successful outside of Jumanji. But even then, Jumanji is already an established franchise, so he did help elevate the material. But a franchise that he's starting, I don't think he has yet to make a movie that made $1 billion or like really successful like that.
No. Well, we'll see though. I think it'll be close.
I hope so. He'll be making history. I'm rooting for him, man. I want this to be great. I want him to be great. You know, I do too. Excited, man.
But really quick, talk about this update and then not focus too much on it. But I do want to highlight this because RJ was kind enough to send it in the chat. But apparently, this is Dakota's mother, I guess. She says, my daughter, Dakota Iron Eyes, has not had a phone since January 2020. Ezra Miller has control of Dakota's Instagram. If you know Ezra's whereabouts, please contact me. And apparently this is a recent picture that was taken. She looks either high, hungover, or just miserable. But this is an interesting update. I'm still, I don't know why there's hashtag me too there.
Oh my God.
But I don't I really don't. I really want to form an opinion on this so bad, but I don't like making opinions.
Right. I don't want to jump to conclusions, because I know a lot of people already are. So it's like, no, I want to wait till we get the full picture.
Yeah, I want to get the full. I want to know everything. I want to get a time lapse. I want fucking dates. I want everything, but probably not going to get that. Oh God.
Oh.
Sorry. Accidentally removed you out for a minute. Okay. They're saying she has no control over Instagram and Ezra does, which would mean her statements are now in question. That is very true, which maybe those, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but there is a potential, outcome that he might have or written that, you never know. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to jump to conclusions because I don't know anything. But I do think this does not go in his favor at all. No. This just keeps looking worse and worse by the minute. By tomorrow, it'll be a fucking bigger shitstorm than it was today. Because that's how it was in the past few months. Every time something happens with him, it gets, But I don't know. Moving on. But I do want to, in 2 weeks, when we do Macho Madness episode 7, we will talk more about this if there's more evidence and there's more stuff that comes out, which I bet there will be. So I do want to talk more about this, and we'll probably be able to form some valid opinions by then. But the next topic, I want to keep it kind of quick, but apparently the movie I didn't want to happen. I didn't want it to happen. A lot of people didn't want it to happen, but it's fucking happening anyway. The Joker 2 is in works. Joaquin Phoenix was reading the script the other day. Todd Phillips posted, basically confirmed it. Folie de Douce. I don't know what the title is, but basically implying that there's might be Harley Quinn, another Joker. I think they're going to bring Harley Quinn into this. Max's rumor, I know I got on Max's back, and I'm sorry about this, Max, because I didn't think Lady Gaga would want to do this, but apparently there's some rumors about that. There's more information about that coming out with her being Harley Quinn, which I wouldn't be, I would like to see that. I think that would be a really interesting take on Harley Quinn. But at the same time, we'll see. We'll see who plays her, and even if Harley Quinn's going to even be in the movie. But I think this is a stupid choice. burn it, burn the script, burn the idea, burn all the money that's gonna come with it. I don't want to see this movie, and I'm not gonna see this movie. But anyone who else wants to see this movie, anybody who's excited for it, more power to you, because I'm not gonna go see it. I just don't understand why we can't have one good thing. One good thing. Because in my opinion, the Joker movie is pretty close to being a masterpiece. It's a beautifully, such a well done movie, such a well acted movie. There's so many great performances, the cinematography, the setting, everything in that movie is just gorgeous. And I love the message behind it. I don't need to see that again. I think you're kind of tainting that message you made with the first movie. Because, I don't know, when you go into the first movie knowing you don't want to do a second movie, right? Knowing you have no plans going forward, but it's successful, now you're going to milk it. And that's how Hollywood works. That's business. That's how things work in Hollywood. So I have no complaints about that. There's nothing I can do about it. It's how it is. And I kind of expected them to do a sequel. I think everyone kind of knew they were. But I think it's a bad decision. What are your thoughts, TL?
Well, you know the unspoken rule in Hollywood. If a movie makes $1 billion, you will become a franchise.
Yeah.
No choice. So I've been vocal
Thank
before.
you, Chris.
Exactly. If you can't top the first piece of art, why try with the second? Because they probably think they could try and top it. That's probably why.
Probably.
Or it's just a cash grab because, you know, as I said, if the first movie makes $1 billion, you will make a sequel out of it. But so I've been vocal before that I did not like the first Joker movie. I didn't like it. Yes, it has some really good themes in there. And the acting was really good, but I just couldn't connect with it personally. If there are people that can connect with it, then that is great. And I know some people, I know some close friends that do connect with some of the themes and the messages in the film, and I understand why. But just me, I just couldn't connect with it. I just felt like it was just a weird. It's just a weird movie that they made, and I already felt like we were oversaturated with Joker in the media as it is, and it's like this just didn't help the situation for me personally. I did not want a sequel to this. Obviously, I did not want this to happen. Like as you said, it was a self-contained story. You did not need to continue this. You didn't, and now you want to bring in Harley Quinn.
Maybe potentially
bring in Harley Quinn and Lady Gaga. I mean, I'll be honest. Like,
I love me some Gaga.
I do love me some Gaga. Stephanie is awesome, but she's probably one of the only people that I could see playing a version of Harley Quinn that matches Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. But
yeah, she could do a pretty good job. I think she's a pretty serious, dramatic actress. So I think she can take it to another level that Margot Robbie can't take it to, or because the tone of DCU.
Right. But I don't care about this movie. I don't want to see it. I'm probably the only reason I'll probably watch this is so I can review it, but not because I want to see it. But you know, it's content for me to talk about. But
I'll watch it not in theaters, probably.
Not in theaters.
But I will say, if the trailer pulls me in, all right, as of now, I don't care about this movie. But if the trailer pulls me in, I'll admit it.
Okay? We'll see. I'll be
honest.
The trailers for the first one is good. I'll admit that it drew me in a little bit, but I still didn't end up liking it. But you know,
oh, you didn't like the Joker?
No, I didn't like the first Joker. I didn't like it. But as I said, the themes and the messages in the movie are interesting, and the performances are great. Joaquin Phoenix was great in the film, but as I said, I just couldn't connect with it personally, and like. I was just tired of Joker at that point because I feel like we're oversaturated with Joker. Like we didn't need this movie, and it's like they called it a Joker film. It doesn't really feel like a Joker movie. It doesn't. And then every
It doesn't need
time
to be a Joker movie.
it does not need to be a Joker movie. And I got really irritated with them putting in a whole bunch of Batman references in the movie, even though it's not a Joker. It's not a Joker film, really. They're not trying to make it a Joker film, but every time they put in Easter eggs from the Batman lore in the movie, I'm like, what? What are you trying to be right now? Like, what are you doing? So
I will say though, the only thing I'm looking forward to, because this kind of, I did want to touch on this too, because this kind of goes with the Joker 2 thing, is apparently WBD has talked to Todd Phillips about directing and developing more Black projects, DC Black projects, which I would love. I would love to see more. And honestly, tell me if I'm the only one who got this vibe, DL, because and anyone in the chat too. But the opening of the Batman opens up the same as the Joker, with the full screen, the titles, the full screen, and it has the DC symbol, it has the title. Boom, you're in the movie. It very much felt like a DC Black movie. But I love that. That's what I love most about the Batman movie. It feels, it doesn't feel confusing. I know what this is. It's its own universe. I know this is its own thing. So it's not, it's very differentiated from what they're doing in DCU. Well, what we're going to see them do in DCU, I guess.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, even though I wasn't a huge fan of Joker, like, I'm okay with them doing a DC Black, label movies. Do like Elseworld type of stories. I think that's cool. But the only thing about that is I just want their main DC continuity to be in check before they start doing Black label stuff. That was my only concern when this movie came out, because like it feels like their direction with DC was all over the place. So I just hope if they decide to do more, I just hope there'll be a better structure with it. That's all.
I do too. And I'll give the movie credit. I'll give it some slack that if it does improve upon the first message and, it has a new message, whatever they do in this movie, even if it doesn't have a message, I do want to see what they do with this movie after it comes out in theaters. I don't know. I will eventually watch it. I'm not going to rush to go see it. So I might see it in theaters. I might not, depending on what the trailer does for me and what it shows. Stuff like that. So as of right now, I don't really have any interest going forward for this movie. I think DL has no interest either. I think that's fair to say. But we'll see what they do. Well, we don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go with the punches, I guess. But I think there's about 2 more topics I want to get into. The one final topic, and then what we always wrap up the show with, what we've been watching the past few weeks since we've been gone, and what we recommend to people out there who need something to watch. But the last topic today, Hayden Christensen is going to show up as Vader in Ahsoka and Anakin. That was confirmed, which I'm so excited for. And he also said he'd be very interested in them doing a Vader series, which I would love. And I know a lot of people, I know, but I think there's a lot of things we haven't seen with Vader. And honestly, this might be a hot take, but I love the ending of Return of the Jedi with Vader being redeemed with his son. But when you show me someone so evil enough to murder innocent children, I don't see you as redeemable in my eyes, to be honest. So Darth Vader is not redeemed to me. I know a lot of people felt like he, was redeemed in that final moment. I don't really feel that way, to be honest. Like when you show me you have that much evil inside of you to murder innocent children, you probably wanted to kill Luke and Leia too, in A New Hope and stuff like that before he wanted to turn them. But I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I'll say about that is that, like, it'll be one thing if he was redeemed and then he was still alive, but like, it's the same thing with Kylo in the sequel trilogy. It's like, because he's done a bunch of horrible things as well. I think that what redeems them is that, like, they at the end they knew the error of their ways, and then they sacrificed themselves for the greater good, and they end up dying in the process. So I don't know if that fully makes it better, but it's just like, at least it's like when they do redeem them, like they sacrifice their lives because I feel like that's like an eye for an eye type of thing for all the people that they murder, stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess. No,
But I get what
I'll
you're
go
saying.
back. I don't want to say like I didn't mean to say like he's completely irredeemable. Like he's somewhat redeemed in that. Like kind of backtracking here a little bit, but I don't know. It still feels weird to me, to be honest. Like, yeah, I like the
I
moment
get
and
it.
stuff,
Yeah.
but it just feels kind of weird. But that's I don't know. It's a little nitpick I have, but
Yeah.
I would love to see a Vader series. I think there's a lot they could do with the character. There's a 17-year time gap between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith, and we're getting 10 years. Obi-Wan's 10 years into that, so that's basically smack dab in the middle of of A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith. But there's a book that I really want to read about Vader forming the Inquisitors, going after Jedi and hunting them, that I think would make for a great series. Just him going after Jedi and hunting them, I don't know. I think there's a lot you could do with Vader. And just seeing some spoilers for Obi-Wan, who people haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure you've seen it, right, DL?
Yeah, I've seen him up to this
point. For people who haven't seen it, but I imagine, if you're a Star Wars fan and you're watching this channel, I imagine you've seen it. But just in case, just seeing Vader's castle in Obi-Wan just showed me like, yeah, we're going to see that castle way more in probably his own project, more in the show. I don't think we're going to see it in the show more. But I don't know. I think there's a lot they could do with him, and I would love it. I don't even care if it's bad. I just want more Darth Vader. I just think, I don't even care anymore. I'm honestly at the point with Star Wars where I'll watch anything. It's all great right now. Right now, it's phenomenal.
See, there's the problem right there. See, if I feel like with Star Wars now, if you criticize anything with what they're bringing out, you're automatically a hater. It's like
I disagree with that.
You can't just love everything because, like, seriously, like I keep iterating whenever I talk about this and talk about these shows and other streams, or whenever I talk about it on my channel. Like, I keep iterating that I enjoy what I am watching. I think it is good. However, it is not perfect. I have these issues, and then they're like, "Why are you being so nitpicky?" Blah, 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 blah. You guys are nitpicky. You're like, okay, and it's okay. I don't want to get into a tangent about it, but it's like,
no, go for it, dude.
Star Wars fans are so hypocritical when they do that because they're the very people that nitpick everything about Star Wars. These are the same people that said the sequel trilogy is shit. So it's like, how am I supposed to like take that seriously? Like, look, we can enjoy something, but still have some issues here and there. We could be huge fans of things, but that doesn't mean we have to love every single aspect of what they're giving us. There could be room for improvement. I still think, even though Star Wars has improved a lot since the sequel trilogy, there's still room for improvement.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, and I don't want to get to a point where it's just like people are so accepting to what we're getting. And if like they're not fixing the problems that are there, they're going to keep giving us the same issues. And that's what I'm saying. Or we'll end up in the same situation that we were with the sequel trilogy and even some issues from the prequels. Even though people want to say, oh, they're so great now, even though you hated them when the movie first came out. So, and even I'm questioning people that saying Revenge of the Sith is perfect because it's not perfect. It's not.
It's not perfect, but it's a phenomenal movie.
It's the best of the prequels, but it's still like okay, anyway. But look, I'm enjoying Obi-Wan right now. Even though like I feel like there's some inconsistent stuff with the continuity here and there, but like I said, I'm waiting for the entire show to air so I can give like an actual like genuine opinion about it, see where the direction goes.
And these last 2 episodes are gonna be
fire. At least I hope it'll be fire. But as far as the Vader series, I personally feel that's unnecessary. However, what you brought up about him recruiting the Inquisitors and them hunting down Jedi, that's an interesting story to tell.
Yeah.
Though.
Anything after, I don't really care about. I think after there's a tiny, there's 7 years between Obi-Wan and New Hope. I don't need to see Vader in those 7 years. I don't really need that. I want to see him before Obi-Wan. That would be really cool. Like, I want to see him on the hunt for Obi-Wan. That's another Jedi. I think we're going to see that because that tomb that we saw in the last episode with all the Jedi in there, I think that if they do a Vader series, we're going to see those Jedis get killed.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Do you watch Star Wars Theory?
I used to watch them a lot. I don't really watch them anymore. The only Star Wars channel I watch is Star Wars Coffee.
I mean, yeah, that's the main Star Wars channel I watch now. I used to watch Star Wars Theory, but like he became one of those like haters of the sequel trilogies. Like
he's too, how do I say it? He's too conspiratorial for me.
I mean, his channel is Star Wars Theory.
That is true.
But
that is true.
Yeah, but I bring him up because of his fan film of Vader, which
it was really good. I did watch that.
Mm-hmm. And seeing the concepts that he was going to do for part 2 with Vader fighting Windu and other Jedi, I think that's dead. Look, okay, that's another thing. After all the stuff that we've gotten in this universe so far, why is it far-fetched for Windu to come back? After everything we've seen from characters coming back, like. That's what I just don't understand. We got Palpatine to return in The Rise of Skywalker, so anything is possible.
Well, I agree. Anything is possible. I don't think it's far-fetched for him coming back. Like, I think it's very possible. I think he honestly is, to be honest. I don't want him to, but that's my problem. Is everybody comes back, right? Have one character, all right? And I'm really excited for Tales of the Jedi. We're going to see some backstory with Mace Windu, and like we're going to see him fight with Count Dooku, which I'm super hyped for.
Dooku as a Jedi, man.
Hell yeah, we're going to see all that, and I think that's going to be phenomenal. Liam Neeson's coming back as Qui-Gon. I fucking knew he was lying. You lying son of. He's going to be an Obi-Wan. I told Austin.
Yeah, I think he's going to be an Obi-Wan.
When Liam Neeson said, I'm not going to do a TV show, that's pretty much below me. It's pretty much what he said, and I was like, bullshit.
It's Star Wars, bro.
And I was the biggest franchise you're a part of, besides Taken. But you do all these shitty movies and you won't do a TV show? Bullshit, dude.
Yeah, come on now.
And as soon as they announced that last week that him and his son, which I think is really cool, are going to be in Tales of the Jedi, I was like, yeah, he's going to be in Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think we're going to get a Yoda too in Obi-Wan as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you think... Yeah, I could see that. If we're gonna have a younger Dooku and a younger Qui-Gon, I could definitely see him making an appearance. But yeah, it's like, hey, what's up, Ashley? But yeah, it's like, I'll be open. I'll be more open for Vader series, like if they do something like that, hunting down a Jedi and the Inquisitors hunting them down. If we actually see the Grand Inquisitor doing stuff instead of him getting stabbed and not coming back.
He's not dead because.
I mean, okay, that's great if he's still alive, but it still sucks that they wrote him out of the show right now. Like, I don't know if he's coming back in the last 2 episodes, but it really sucks that they did that to his character.
I think they will because the guy who plays him, Rupert Friend, said that they would never break canon that he is still alive. That they would never do that. I do think that Reva isn't going to make it. I think Darth Vader's going to murder Reva.
Honestly, that's what I'm waiting for. Like, because it seems like he's going to. Like, he's going to. Reva's going to fuck up really badly, and then Vader's going to brutally kill her.
Exactly. And, dude, when he came in the room, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You knew what failure would bring. And he just storms in the room. I was like, oh, my fucking God. I would literally lay dead on the floor.
Yep.
It was terrifying. And his hand was shaking too. I was just like, oh my God, yes. Oh, you're strong in the Force, Anakin. Strong in the Force. And just that scene too with Obi-Wan in the Bacta tank and Vader, they're like having this Force connection moment. I was like, oh my God, yes. But just to touch up on what you were saying about Star Wars fan, I absolutely agree with that. As much as I love Obi-Wan and stuff like that, it's not perfect. It's definitely, there are some moments that are absolutely perfect, like with Vader and Obi-Wan and stuff like that. But there's some issues here and there that I do think could be a little better. But overall, I've been wanting. I think it's safe to say a lot of people, almost everyone who's a fan of Ewan and Anakin, Hayden as Anakin, have been wanting this for 17 years, right? And I think it's funny how Revenge of the Sith and New Hope, there's a 17-year time gap, and it took they made Obi-Wan 17 years later. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, Ashley, I did enjoy episode 4. It's probably the second best episode of the series so far.
I liked it a lot too. I know a lot of people have issues with it, and I kind of already knew. As soon as I saw the runtime, I'm like, okay, this is a filler episode. He kind of gets more courage with the Force. He's kind of more confident in his abilities that he hasn't used in a while, and he gets Leia back. And so this episode was a setup for the last two, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with short episodes. At first, going in the show, I was like, man, I really hope they utilize the runtime and the budget, because Marvel has failed to do that miserably. In my opinion. And so they've done it. They've really done it well.
They've done it.
But I agree, Diao. I think, the only thing I think that's probably perfect right now in Star Wars is The Mandalorian. I don't think anything's wrong with that show. I think it's definitely fucking fire. Boba Fett was...
No, I like Boba Fett more than most people, but like there is some issues with that show.
There's definitely some stuff there,
right?
But no, I think
on the animation side, Visions, bro, Visions is like top tier as well, bro.
Visions was great too. We're getting a season 2 of that as well. I'm really excited for that.
Yes.
And we're also, what I also wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on that John Watts show that they're doing?
Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to go off of right now, other than like they said, this is going to be like a darker show for them. It's like it's not going to be like kiddie
show
or family friendly, which I'm curious to see how that's going to be. And Jude Law, I'm surprised they got Jude Law for this. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm wondering if that what's that mean for the Fantastic Beasts movies, if they're going to continue that.
Did you see what came out the other day?
No.
So apparently they want to look into moving Harry Potter to streaming. So that means no more Fantastic Beasts movies, because they said that they spent way too much on that movie.
They sure did.
And they made less than the second movie, that's what I was taught. That's what I was getting confused with Pirates earlier. Fantastic Beasts. That's what I was getting confused with.
Yeah.
Both of them have been the lowest grossing Harry Potter films, and the third one was even lower than the second, which is really bad. So, and the way the movie ended, I think they're honestly not going to do that, which is really disappointing, because I kind of wanted to see that final battle with Grindelwald and Dumbledore, but
I did too.
They fucked it up.
Unless if they're going to do stuff on HBO Max, they could actually do a Dumbledore spin-off show, and then we can get the payoff there. If they even think that would go that much forward, but it's I'm disappointed we can't get 4 and 5.
But it's okay, and I'm kind of with you too. I'm interested to see what that is. And Jude Law is I love Jude Law, except for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. Oh my god, that's the first role I didn't like him in. Oh,
and even in I will say though, I did not like him in Crimes of Grindelwald as Dumbledore. But in the third one, I really warmed up to him a lot.
You didn't like him in Crimes of Grindelwald?
I couldn't buy it. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't buy him as Dumbledore. I don't know what it was. But the third one, I was like, okay, yeah, you're Dumbledore. Because we had actually got to see him like at Hogwarts, like teach and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, it's good old Dumbledore.
I mean, that's what he did. That's what he did in Crimes of Grindelwald.
Did he?
Yeah, he taught a.
They had the Obscurus.
Yeah,
the Obscurus scene. That's right.
Yeah.
I did like that scene a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I
don't know. It's just like I know, like people like saying that he doesn't feel like a Dumbledore we know. Well, the Dumbledore we know is over 100 years old, very well experienced. There's a lot that happened in his life.
He's 109.
109,
Yeah.
exactly. A lot could happen. You know, he's in his 40s in the Fantastic Beasts movie, so it's like a lot could have happened
That's a
in
few
between there.
decades.
Few decades, and it's like I still felt what I really like about Jude Law's Dumbledore is that he feels like a great mixture between Richard Harris and Michael Gambon's
Hmm.
performance. He has a really good mixture of the two. So
No, he does. I agree.
so I felt that from the beginning, but you know, that's just
No, but yeah, I think that's going to go forward with Harry Potter and with streaming and stuff. And I really want to see some streaming shows on Harry Potter. Oh yeah, I'm down.
I
I'm
do too. I'm up for some more Wizarding World stuff. This is I'm glad that Zaslav is actually trying to expand the Wizarding World because that's what I've been wanting for them to do for a long time because there's so much to explore in that world. So,
Hey,
but as long as J.K. doesn't have
she's
doesn't
going to.
yeah, I know. JK's just gonna put her
She's
stamp
going.
on everything, but it's just I hope whatever they create, like they'll let whoever's working on it, whether it's directors or writers, I just hope that she'll let them actually do their thing. Like she can have her input on it, but just don't take over everything. That's my main issue with it.
Yeah, but we all know she's going.
She's probably
That's
going to, yeah.
all our hopes and aspirations about J.K. Rowling not being involved in Harry Potter is never going to happen until she's dead.
Until she's
But
dead.
She's probably going to live forever, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, she looks really rather healthy, but
She does, yeah. For her age, she looks great. I'll say
and
that.
I would say like even though it's like I'm hating it right now, she's probably the smartest woman on the planet right now because that's what I probably would have done if I created like a something like this. I would want to have input in like percentage of
I would too.
the royalties and stuff like that. So
But,
I would
but
say she's probably one of the smartest
I
women
don't
on
think.
earth to do that.
But she doesn't have to worry about that though. She's never has to worry about money. A day. Even if the movies didn't come out, she would still. I mean, she would probably have to do more books to make a little more money here and there.
Probably.
But she doesn't care. I don't think she cares about the money anymore. I think that's a bonus. I think she just wants to inject her own agenda and things into Harry Potter now. I think it's her outlet. It's her outlet at getting things out of her system. I think that's pretty much what fucking Fantastic Beasts 3 really showed me. She had some pent up feelings about the election and election fraud. So that's all I need to know about J.K. Rowling and her stance on Harry Potter right now, what she wants to do. But fourth, this is wrong. I talk about Better Call Saul. I talk about Barry. We're about to talk about Better Call Saul and Barry here in a minute. But I do want to get DL's before I get into what I've been watching, what I recommend to you guys. Let's DL take over for a minute. What have you been watching, my guy? What do you recommend to get people out there?
I'm gonna be. It's gonna be very short for me because other than Obi-Wan, there hasn't really been anything new that I've been watching on TV right now because I've been trying to catch up, rewatch the Stranger Things seasons because I'm going to review all the seasons before season 4, part 1 and part 2 air. So that's mainly what I've been trying to focus on. And then I also was rewatching. Unfortunately, I was rewatching Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and I did a review on that. I have a review on my channel with my friend.
Right.
Yep, my
Coming
friend.
Out tomorrow.
Yep. So the review on Fallen Kingdom with my friend Shannon Jeffrey on my channel if you want to check that out. And then this weekend I'm going to watch Dominion, and then we'll do a review for that as well. That's mainly what I've been focusing on. So yeah, sorry, I was in Obi-Wan. There hasn't really been anything new I've been watching because I've been trying to focus on other things.
It's all good, and I will give you a recommendation to. So for everyone out there and for you too, I think you'll like it. I think everyone will like this show, but I think you probably heard of it. It's called Barry. It's with Bill Hader. It's an HBO Max show. Phenomenal show. 30-minute episodes, sometimes 20. They're really short. They get to the point. 8 episodes a season. They're almost done with season 3 right now. Some of the best writing, directing. Just oh my god, it's such a good show. So if you like dark humor, violence, and some really really intense moments and just great writing, I recommend watching Barry. It's so good. Yes, actually, it's so good. And I didn't watch We Own the City, but me and Austin have a list of stuff, and that was on our list. We might get to that in a few weeks because there's so much shit we have to watch. There's that Andrew Garfield show, Under the Banner of Heaven. I really want to watch. He's like a detective or something. It's based on a true story, and each episode's like an hour, 10 minutes. So it's an FX show. I really want to watch that. I heard really great things about it. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen Barry, it's like Forth said, it's phenomenal, and it's very much worth getting into. But Better Call Saul, I don't know if I talked about, I think I did talk about the mid-season finale a few weeks ago. I'm not entirely sure, but if you haven't, if I didn't, wow, what a great mid-ending to the final season of this show. I'm really excited for the final part of the final season. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. But other than that, I'm pretty much on the same boat as you, DL. I've only been watching Obi-Wan. I watched Stranger Things season 4, which.
So no spoilers. God. Tell me what you think.
You're gonna love this season, DL. I think there's some issues here and there. Of course, it's not a perfect. I think a lot of people are making it out to be a perfect season so far, but I don't think it is. I think the runtime definitely it drags a lot.
So the episodes didn't need to be like a movie length.
I think they did though. So much as I think it dragged here and there, DL, everything, all those, there's only one terrible scene, and it's super early in the season.
Terrible scene.
Dude, it's so bad. It's with there's a new character that's a stoner, which I can't fucking stand. You're gonna hate that character as much as I hate him. I guarantee it. But him and what's that? The ugly guy's name that's dating Nancy. What's his name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. It's so bad, dude. That was the only trash thing. But other than that, those scenes, however long it drags, the third act of each episode is fucking phenomenal. And there's a scene in episode 4, which I'm sure you've seen clips of it with a certain character and a certain song that is just so good. It's one of the best and one of my favorite moments in a television show ever. It's so good. And the way they used the music, the way they used everything that was going on in that scene, it's phenomenal. And I'm really looking forward to the final 2 episodes coming out next month. I think we have about 20, 30 days left. And I agree, after season 2 and 3, I really didn't care about Stranger Things going forward, especially after season 3. I was like, it's just regurgitated nonsense. The same shit that happened in the last 2 seasons. A bunch of filler and context that I don't give a shit about. But I agree. Season 4 revitalized my love for the season. I haven't felt this way about the show since the first season came out.
Now I am in the minority. I like Jonathan. But yeah, I mean, and I'm in the minority when I said that, I personally thought that season 2 is my favorite, but I definitely agree. Like season 3, as I said, like that just felt like more regurgitated stuff we got from the previous 2 seasons. Like it was my least favorite. So it's like I thought the series could have ended after 3, but it's like, I mean, to hear that season 4 brought people back to what they loved about the first season, that I'm really excited to watch it. Can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it too. And I will say this too. This is the first Marvel thing besides Morbius that I'm not watching. I don't care about Miss Marvel. I'm not going to watch it. So I hope the girl gets a lot of success and fame for it. I'm really happy. As much as I don't care for the show, I'm really happy that this young actress has never been in anything before. This is her first project. She's getting a lot of praise for it, and I love that. I love to see that. I just wish people would go praise some other actors that are young and some big shows right now like Obi-Wan, but whatever.
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it weekly. I probably will wait till it all airs again. But I hope I could find that one Marvel show that I could come out and be like, you know what? That was good. That's a good show.
Loki season 2. I think that's not going to be
Well,
anything new.
or the holiday special of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But
Yeah, and from the new Thor clip today, it kind of seems like, because James Gunn did say, you know, he kind of told them where he wants to lead the Guardians into the holiday special in the next movie, and I got some vibes that we're probably going to see what happens to in that time period and stuff like that. I've heard it's really good, but I just honestly, Ashley, and just I just don't have any more energy for
they said
potential
this
trash.
exact same. They said this exact same statement for Moon Knight.
And like, and I know I know what my taste is and stuff. Marvel doesn't do anything for me. It hasn't pulled me in. It doesn't interest me at all. So I know if I watch it, I'm just going to be hate watching it, and I don't want to do that because, you know, I don't want to be that person. I don't like hate watching stuff. So if I really don't want to watch something, I won't watch it because of that, and because, you know, if I know I'm not going to like something, I won't watch it because I don't.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about you, Ashley. I know you didn't love Moon Knight when it first aired, but I'm talking about other people when they said that this feels different from the previous shows. That's what they said about Moon Knight. But it's like, you know, as I don't go into these, as I said, I don't go into these shows wanting to hate it. You know, I don't hate watch them. I literally go to every show with an open mind and hoping that they will surprise me. You know, so I'm still waiting for that one show to surprise me. But you know, another reason why I want to watch this, because as you said, like the actress they got for her, like I'm really interested to see how she does. And I also believe that in the future, another reason why I want to watch this, because I believe in the future they will do a crossover between her and America Chavez. I know it's gonna happen. I know it will.
Yeah, Moon Knight was just trash, but I think they will too. I actually really loved America Chavez. I was super excited to see her character going in the movie. Mm-hmm. Just in general, like there's certain characters that, you know, that I don't care about that are new in certain movies that I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this new character. But there's also certain characters that I'm like, wow, like she seems very interesting. Like she gets to punch a hole in multiverses. Like that's really cool. And I connected with her character a little bit in the movie. And I think going forward, she has a really big chance of being super successful as a, you know, mainstream character going forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was great. I loved her. She was the only show, the Marvel ones I loved was WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision was no more WandaVision.
Yes, that was that was a show.
Yeah, it happened. It
happened. Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said about it. But yeah, I think other than that, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you to everyone who's watching now and everyone who popped in and out. Everyone watching on the replay, remember to like the stream, share out the streams, and go support Max when he's live. I think he might be going live later tonight or tomorrow. But whenever he is, make sure to go give him some support and show the dinosaurs some love too, because they deserve it. And also go check out DL's channel. Go support him. He's got some new stuff coming out, and me and him I've been so busy. I haven't been able to figure out when I've been able to do Hawkeye.
You know what? This Hawkeye stream has become the magic unicorn that doesn't exist.
No, we'll do it. I'm pretty free this week, to be honest. I don't really want to do anything this week. I'm pretty tired.
Honestly, this week's pretty swamped for me too, because as I said, like I'm trying to get the Stranger Things reviews out, and then I'm going to see Dominion, and then this weekend I got family stuff. So maybe next week. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. And I think hopefully I'll get the Widow on, because the Widow was interested to be in the Hawkeye and the Moon Knight stream. So I'm trying to get her up both. So we'll
still
see.
Me and Ashley in Austin still got to set up a Better Call Saul stream. So Ashley, whenever you want to do that, let us know. We'll for sure set it up, because I really want to talk about some Better Call Saul and some Barry. There's so much stuff to talk about that no one really highlights, that kind of goes under the radar. Like Raised by Wolves getting canceled, which I think is stupid. But yeah, we'll get into that, because there was an article I wanted to get into today, but we're running on. You know, it's hot in my room. I need to go outside and smoke.
Yeah, before he drops.
Before I die. Before I melt like Frosty the Snowman. My channel name is Compatible Cinema and Gaming. If you want to go check that out, I think Max puts it in the link in the description. I'm not sure if he does, but if he doesn't, that's the name of the channel. You can go check me out. I haven't really been doing anything on my channel that much. I'm going to start streaming Fortnite. Hopefully get my capture card all set up so I can set the camera and stuff like that. So stay tuned for some more gaming stuff on my channel. For sure. Awesome. Sounds good. I can't wait to talk about Better Call Saul. There's so much I want to talk about with that show. But other than that, go check out DL, go check out Max, go check out RJ as well, who popped on earlier at Marvel Mania. Go check him out as well. Other than that, and I can't forget about my babies, of course, who can make it today, sadly. But go check out Little Big City Studios Network on YouTube. If you like sports shows, there's a sports show. Caden has a show on there, and me and Austin are doing Lean On Me every Mondays at 7:30. So if you want to go check out me and my babies do some streams, go subscribe to that channel as well. Other than that, have a great day, everyone. Much love and appreciation. I'll see you guys on the next one.